Assalamu alaikum. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Nahmadu wa nasta'inu wa nastaghfiru wa nu'minu bihi wa natawakkalu alayh. Wa na'udhu billahi min shururi anfusina min sayyiati a'malina. Man yahdihillahu fala mudilla lahu wa man yudlil fala hadiya lahu. Nashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu, amma ba'd. My beloved Imam Hassan and brothers and sisters, I greet you with the absolute best greeting ever. Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you. I want to begin by quoting the angels in Al-Quran, and you find it in Surah Al-Baqarah, the second surah of the Quran. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. O Allah, glory to thee. We have no knowledge except for what you have given to us. In a hadith al-Qudsi, it is a hadith that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is quoting Allah. And I quote this, Allah speaking, not in Quran, hadith Qudsi. Ya ibadi, kulukun dalun illa man hadaytuhu fastahduni ahdikum. O my servants, every one of you is misguided unless I guide you. Therefore ask my guidance and I will guide you. Kulukun dalun illa man hadaytuhu fastahduni ahdikum. Every one of you is misguided. How many of you? Some of you? Every one of you are misguided unless I guide you. Therefore, ask my guidance and I will guide you. I was given the topic tonight, education is sacred. I agree. Education is sacred. But what kind of education? That's my topic. Education is sacred. But what kind of education? Brothers and sisters, I want to show you tonight that 1400 years ago, our Messenger Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, gave us a new definition of education. And I'm going to ask you tonight, do you accept the definition of Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, of education, or do you accept the old definition of education? Education is sacred, but what kind of education? 2 weeks ago, I was in a masjid in Poughkeepsie, New York. And the name of this masjid, very interesting, called Masjid Mutakabbir. Masjid al-Mutakabbir. Brothers and sisters, what if I told you I wrote a book, and in my book, every page I mentioned Siraj Wahhaj, that's me. Siraj Wahhaj, Siraj Wahhaj, Siraj Wahhaj, Siraj Wahhaj, Mr. Wahhaj. What would you think? I'm what? Vain, right? I like my name too much. But guess what? Question, and I want you to yell it out, and I want you to be honest, speak from your heart. I'm not going to prompt you. What is the greatest book on this earth? Al-Quran. Question. What word appears in Al-Quran more than any other word? Allah. No word in the Quran can match the number of times Allah mentioned his own name. Now, I was in Arizona this morning, and I was on a plane. I read that, right? That Allah is mentioned more in the Quran than any other name. So I took out my Quran, and I started counting. I know you don't believe me, right? I estimated that the name Allah is mentioned in the Quran something like 2,700 times. 2,700 times. And no, I didn't count every word like that. I looked in the concordance and I made a rough estimate. But only Allah deserves the name Al-Mutakabbir. Mutakabbir, self-praise. Allah praises himself in Al-Quran, and if you read the Bible, you find out also that God, in the Christian tradition, praises himself in the Bible and in the Torah. Yes. And he's the only one worthy of praising himself. More than any other word in Quran, you have the name Allah. But after the name Allah, what word appears in Al-Quran more than any other word? Does anyone like to guess? Rahman, no. Rahim, no. Yes. Muhammad, no. Muhammad only appears how many times? 5 times in Quran. No. Ar-Rahman, no. Habibi, no. Huh? Kitab, no. Aziz, no. Mutakabir, no. Huh? Musa? Musa? Let me tell you. Yes, ma'am. I think she has it. Oh, my goodness. Oh. Say it again. She's smart. She knows my topic is education. So she said, it must be education. Well, she's almost right. The word that appears most in Quran after the name of Allah is the word knowledge in all of its derivatives. Ya'lamu, ta'alamu, alam, mu'allamu, ulama. And I, on the plane today from Arizona to here, I was looking in the Quran to get a rough idea how many times the word knowledge is mentioned in the Quran. Something like 850 times. Knowledge is important. Knowledge is sacred. But what kind of knowledge? That's what I want to talk about tonight, inshallah, for a few moments.